and the color red in a world full of black and white.
Brace for the change, brace for the rage, brace for the wave. I've been going through it. Y'all know the pain, driving me insane, deep in your veins. Y'all know how I prove it. Strut through the lanes, gripping the grain. Miles an hour, yeah, miles of fluid. Mask on, asking, why should I do it? Because no one is moving. I came from the swamp, the mud. Algorithm told me I was the plug. Feel for the fiend, you know what I mean. I've been through all of the lesson and hugs, and that is because I've had all hope who enter here. So listen clear, I made your dreams. Fireflies don't disappear.
Everywhere.
What's up, everybody? We are here for another episode of Fireflies Forever. Do I sound okay, Chris?
Yep, sounds good.
All right. So I'm gonna do this just because, Chris. I'm gonna bring us on screen real quick.
Love that new intro, by the way. Man, that is awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Hope everyone likes it out there. If you haven't checked it out, you can watch it. Or you can download it and listen to it on Bandcamp. Just search up Meta 5, and you can download it and listen to the full song. But yeah, man, it really works, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So
Great.
yeah, so yeah, I'm happy about that. But Chris, I want to say this to you, and I'm pretty sure others will join me. But I want to say happy birthday, man. Hope you've been having a good day. I put this little video together. Happy birthday. But just wanted to tell you that. And yeah, man, how you doing?
Thank you. I appreciate that. Doing good. Having a good day. My daughters flew in from Florida yesterday, staying for a couple weeks. So I'm really thrilled to get to see them on my birthday. Just came back from going out to dinner with all of them, my parents and stuff. So yeah, it's been a good day so far.
Yeah, good. And we've got some folks saying happy birthday. Clown and John G and Jeremy.
Thank you, everybody in the chat, for the birthday wishes. I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you all so much. So this episode is going to be a little bit different. We don't necessarily have questions or a format to, of discussion, but we're just going to have open discussion, Chris. I figure that'll
cool.
be a good way to do it.
At some point, I do have something I want to share with everybody. I saw someone in one of the groups I'm in post a really interesting theory. I don't know if it'll happen, but I still want to talk about it just because of how interesting this theory is. I really like their idea. So I thought it'd be a cool thing for us to discuss.
Yeah, we can absolutely discuss that. So yeah, we'll discuss that theory. We'll just kind of open it up for stuff from the chat and all of that too. Chris, we actually have artwork.
Awesome.
And not just a little bit of it. We have so much artwork that I actually saved some for next week.
Awesome. That's what I like to hear.
So, I want to thank.
I wish it would be like that every week.
Yeah. I want to thank Jesse Callan, who sent me a ton.
Awesome.
Jeremy Bennett. Yeah, thank you. Jeremy Bennett. Hurdy Sketch. Gabe sent over some to the Insiders account on Twitter. So
sweet.
Yeah. So we're doing pretty good, man. So but first we're gonna start like we always do with memories. And I know you have a video for us today, so just want you to set that up and then we'll talk about it on the other side.
Yeah. Thought since today's my birthday, this one would be appropriate to share with you guys. This was a few years back. It was a birthday present that Jodie got for me. It was an awesome present, one of the best presents I've ever gotten. So I don't know if she may have shared it with you guys previous on the show, but for everybody that may have not seen it, you get to see what that present was in this video.
Awesome. Here we go.
Yeah, more presents. Here he comes opening it. Hello. artist. Merry Christmas! I've never seen an art before.
It's happy birthday, not Merry Christmas.
Say happy birthday, Daddy. Happy birthday, Daddy. Logan, say happy birthday, Daddy. Happy birthday, Daddy. That's a lot of foam. Yeah. Yeah, that's over here. I'm going to see the art. I'm going to see the art. Oh, I want to pop it.
No, don't. Leave it alone.
Let Daddy do it.
Ah!
I can't wait to see it. I can't wait. Oh, yeah. You're going to love it. Look at it.
That's awesome, man.
The
It looks a lot like
Undertaker.
that one.
It's the Undertaker.
You like it?
Yeah.
It's the Undertaker. Do you like it? The Undertaker. It's the Undertaker.
Yeah, I can't believe how much it looks like that one.
Ah.
Yeah. There was a point to that.
Wow.
That is awesome, man.
Yeah. So it's the same artist as those two other Bray ones that Jodie had done. And that one's actually hanging up next to me on the wall here above my couch upstairs here, the Undertaker one she got me.
There you go. Yeah. That's Rob Schamberger, right?
No, it's Dorsey art.
Dorsey art. I completely blanked. I saw that on the box and
Yeah.
just completely blanked. Dorsey art. Yeah, Dorsey, Dorsey art. She showed a lot of Dorsey art over the years. So
Yeah, those are my three favorite art pieces we have are those two big Bray canvases and that Undertaker one we have. That he does an amazing job.
Yeah. Shout out to him, man. He really does. He does great work. Great work.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. That's awesome. It's awesome. Well, it's a perfect segue into artwork, right?
Yeah, sure is.
Another thing that Jodie really loved, obviously, by the present there and some of the artwork we've seen. So, I don't have to harp on this as much this week. I'm happy about that. Thank you, Jesse, again. Jesse joined us in the chat. Thank you again, Jesse. And, I figured what better way to start off? Jesse had a couple pieces that she did, and I was like, you know what? We need to show these. They're awesome. So here's Jesse's first one of Liv.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I love the depth of field. I mean, that almost looks like a picture.
A picture, yeah.
There's something, all the different depths you can see, even the closeness of the ropes, and then the crowd behind. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's like next level. It's really good work.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's almost like a comic book style art. I really like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the tattoo looks amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, great work, Jesse. I wanted to show this too because John sent this over. He got Nikki Cross. So
nice.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I've been pretty hooked on that game. I'm working on I've only got a couple Wyatt Sicks cards I still need that I'm trying to get.
Okay. There we go. And of course Jesse censored the bad A word there. But that's all good, Jesse. That's fine. This is one that Jesse sent over to us here, but this is pretty darn cool too.
Yeah, that's a really cool art style too.
Yeah, I really like the details on that, and it's just unique. It's just so different, and I like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Oh wow.
Hurdy sketch.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I really like this.
I always love anything with the Joker. That's really cool to make Howdy into the Joker.
Yeah. This is Glitch.
Mm.
Really,
Nice way to bring some of the past into her current look.
Yeah. Yeah. I like this too. This is I don't know if I think Jesse might have sent this one to me, and I dropped off who the artist was. I apologize, but
Yeah, that's cool too.
Jesse, if you have that one still, if you could drop the name of that artist in the chat. Or is this one Black Mass? Because I got the next one. I know this is Black Mass.
Mm-hmm. I
No, the
saw
next
this one floating around some different places. That was really cool.
Yeah. No, that wasn't Black Mass. That I've dropped off whoever that was. I apologize. But yeah, I've seen this one going around. This one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Got another one here from Hurdy Sketch.
That's cool too. Another very different art style.
Yeah. And she looks like she's about to pop out of MSC. Okay. Thank you, Alexa Bliss Game. It was MSC. All right.
That's really cool.
This is Black Mass. Yeah, Black Mass design. Yeah, this one was really cool.
You know, it's still just seeing stuff like that, images of Bray like that, just still makes me. It still feels weird to me that he's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is, man.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and this is Gabe.
Love that.
Yeah.
That
John, between you and Jesse, I had not only enough for this week, but I saved some for next week. And I'm pretty sure if I'm real stingy about it, I can stretch it 2 more weeks. So I appreciate the both of you. But yeah, I'm sorry, Chris. Go ahead, man.
Oh, you're fine. This one reminds me of a really like DC art style. Like, do you ever read any like Lobo comics?
Oh yeah,
kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this is really cool. Good stuff as always, man. Like,
oh yeah,
I'm just always blown away by the talent.
I know. I wish I had that kind of talent. I would love to be able to do that, but
yeah,
I can't.
Yeah, I can't. So I can appreciate it and tell all of you that you're so talented. Again, I want to thank Jesse and John for sending me a ton of artwork.
Yeah,
I really appreciate it. That helps us out a ton.
Oh
it really does. So thank you so much. And
I haven't actually seen much in my groups lately, so appreciate you guys helping out.
That's right. Yeah, I haven't seen a whole lot. I don't get to do a whole lot of perusing of social media as much as I used to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is a huge help, and there's some amazing art. And honestly, like, the stuff I save for next week is pretty darn good too. So you got to come back and see what we got. But yeah, so I wanted to go real quick to the music spotlight, Chris. I had promised the interview with Meta. I tried to upload it. Apparently it's too long to upload it here in the StreamYard. So I am going to put that on the channel. And you all can check that interview out. It was just us just kind of chatting a little bit about the process and what the process meant to us, and why we did what we did. So yeah, you'll hopefully everyone will enjoy that chat with Meta. Had a lot of fun talking to him, as I always do. So yeah, so Chris, let's get into the theories. I know you said that you saw one out there, and I want to talk about that, and then I want to go into, obviously Alexa wins the match to get into the Elimination Chamber. We got the tweet that said she. Kind of want to talk about it a little bit too, but let's start with your theory that you saw.
Let me find it here. I screenshotted it. Okay, here it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm just going to kind of read what I said. I saw this on one of the groups I'm in,
Mm-hmm.
and it really intrigued me. I thought it was a really cool idea. So shout out to the name is Jandre Davil, posted it in the Firefly Funhouse fan group. So shout out to him, because this was his theory that he came up with, but I just thought it was so cool. I wanted to talk about it. It says, Bo Dallas is currently injured. The Wyatt Sicks are leaderless and have no one to guide them. What if Malachi Black returns to SmackDown to take over the Wyatt Sicks? He turns them into real monsters. They get a bloodline type push. They become dominant under the leadership of Malachi. After a few months, Bo comes back and wants to get his team back. Some are still loyal, but other members in the group are enjoying the success under Malachi. They beat down Uncle Howdy, and Eric Rowan is conflicted. Malachi also takes out Eric Rowan, and the rest of the group leaves. Uncle Howdy realizes he needs help. He calls in Alexa Bliss and Braun Strowman. We get to see Uncle Howdy, Braun Strowman, Alexa Bliss, and Eric Rowan versus Malachi Black, Dexter Lumis, Joe Gacy, and Nikki Cross. I read that and I was like, wow, I really like that idea, because then it's almost like an originals Wyatt family kind of thing.
Yeah,
with Uncle Howdy and Eric Rowan and Alexa and obviously Malachi not so much, but
yeah.
we're going to go on against them, but yeah, and having a Braun being on the original one.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's like it's almost kind of like a new versus old split. I thought, wow, I don't know, who knows if we ever seen anything like that, but it's a really cool concept, I thought.
That is very, very interesting. Yeah, Deanna's saying that's so interesting. I agree.
Yeah,
because
I just found that fascinating. I hadn't seen anyone mention anything like that, and I wouldn't normally even say that I liked that. I don't like, if somebody just said, "What do you think about splitting up the Wyatt Sicks?" I'm like, no way.
Right.
But just putting it like that, I'm like, okay, I could actually see that working.
Right. The thing is, it's got to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And being able to weave it into the story, I think is the big thing. Hey, Jason, peace. Yeah, that is fascinating. I think that, because that's a completely different approach, and that's a good way to reintroduce Malachi. Whatever he's going to be called, Aleister Black. Whatever, whoever. Yeah,
and obviously, if anybody hadn't heard, he is supposedly totally a free agent now. He's been removed from AEW's roster. Doesn't have a non-compete. Literally could show up on SmackDown this Friday. Like, that could happen. We don't know. Haven't heard anything leading towards that, but anything could happen now apparently with him. So
I mean,
it's not out of the realm of possibility that he could all of a sudden be thrown in with the Wyatt Sicks. I mean, I think that would be cool, just because obviously he's a dark character, so I think it
Right.
could work well in with a group like them.
I mean, Chris, WWE has a show tonight where
Yeah.
he
Oh yeah, he could show up on NXT tonight. I mean, he used to be in NXT. You never know.
he was awesome there.
Oh yeah, he was great in NXT.
I mean, so hey, who knows? Who knows what can happen? But that is I really like that theory.
Yeah,
I like that idea.
I did too. It was one of those things that got me thinking. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
that's a lot of possibilities there.
Yeah, that I want to hear some more thoughts from the chat on that as we move
I'd
forward.
definitely love to hear what you guys think about that.
Yeah. Deanna saying Alistair versus Cross. That would be interesting too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love the idea of that too.
Yeah. And I want to bring this up. I know it's more somber, but what did you think when you heard about the release of AOP and Paul Ellering? And
I was definitely sad, because obviously, we've all been hoping that maybe down the road, it didn't seem like it was going to happen right now, but maybe down the road we'd be able to pick back up the Wyatt Sicks Final Testament feud. And I feel like that feud had so much potential, and it just kind of got the wind taken out from beneath it with the stuff that happened, potentially Howdy injury and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a shame. It reminds me a lot of things that happened with Bray, that things that could have happened and just never did, like for instance, Fiend versus Demon Finn Balor that we never got. That could have been so cool, and it just never got it. And yet again, it sounds like it might be the same thing with the Final Testament. I don't think we'll probably ever get it now. And it's a shame, because it could have been something really special, I feel like.
Yeah. And I think, Chris, to add to that, I think over the last several weeks, that writing may have been on the wall. Maybe we just weren't thinking down that path, because we've seen Cross solo, a lot,
by himself or with Scarlett.
Yeah. So I mean, I thought it was interesting how we got them.
I think so, and I wonder if all this stuff with the Wyatt Sicks is maybe what pushed that direction. Maybe they just taken those plans away. That took away everything they maybe ever had for AOP. So and I understand, going into Mania season, I'm sure that's the costliest time of the year for WWE. So unfortunately, I know that it's not an easy thing when, for any company, when they have to let people go, but at the end of the day, it's a business, and what has to be done has to be done. So
me and Joe talked about this on our on Between the Ropes. We did a pre-recording.
Yeah, I listened to that on Sunday.
Okay. Yeah, we put that out, and we talked a little bit about that. About it sucks. I mean, it really does suck. But when you think about it from the business perspective, it's like, okay, maybe it makes sense if that's what they think, if they feel like that's helping them out. But as a fan, it's hard to put that business hat on, sometimes, I think so. But yeah, I just wish everyone that got released, I wish them the best, and hope that they can have much success in whatever the next chapter is for them. So I am Nobody. What's up? How you doing this week?
And obviously, WWE wants to feature their top talent and their top people and stuff. So, not everybody can fit into that top slot, so.
Right. I think too, if you're a fan, and this is what I start, like, whenever we started getting those like huge releases and everything that we were back during COVID and everything, I started just saying to myself, would I rather them stay in WWE or wherever they are and never see them? Or would I rather them no longer be with WWE, but have the opportunity to go anywhere else they'd like to and have the opportunity at more exposure?
Yeah. I really
So,
hope that I think AOP is a fantastic tag team. I mean, they're just two big, beefy guys that
yeah.
can really, look good together and can do some
Mhm.
damage. So yeah, I hope we see them show up somewhere else. I think they would be really cool in like TNA or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to see them there. Yeah, I think that'd be really good.
I don't
I
feel
didn't
like
know about.
there's really a ton of male tag teams like that in TNA. So I think that might could be a good spot for them.
Yeah, not that imposing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, speaking of another tag team who used to be in TNA, who was also released, was the Good Brothers.
Yep.
I think if you add those two teams to
Mm-hmm.
TNA's roster, that changes things pretty
Oh yeah,
dramatically. I think.
definitely.
So,
Yeah, those are two. I've always loved the Good Brothers. Those guys are
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. And I hope they start talking shop again, so we can get another talking shop of Mania. I know it was a different time. COVID made things weird, and they were able to get people together to film because there wasn't as much going on in the outside world. But man, I really hope that they can pull that together again.
I see it.
So,
I was gonna say, I just saw a question from Jeremy. I was going to answer.
okay, yeah, I was going to get to that. Go ahead.
Unfortunately, this is my one complaint about the way I understand why WWE does things, because like there was a ton of people there for that Wyatt Sicks meet and greet. I mean, just a ton. So they really kind of keep the line moving, try to get through everybody. And so you don't really get much time to talk to them. It was pretty much just like a, hi, I'm Chris, and this is my son Logan kind of thing. And they very briefly talked to us and then had us go do the picture and kind of move on to the next person. So I didn't really get to ask them any questions like I would have loved to or anything like that, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's
It'd be cool if you got to spend like 5 minutes talking to them or something, but they just, they're, like I said, there's so many people there for it. They want to make sure everybody can get through it, obviously, and get their spot and without taking up too much time from the talent and stuff. So I understand it, but as fans, obviously, we would love to get to have some more time to chat with them. But
I wish that they would give folks, even if they gave you like a timer or something and let you get like a minute and a half or a minute.
Yeah. Or even let you can ask them one question or something.
Right.
Because I really I was hoping that I might get that chance. That I really wanted to mention the show and see if they were familiar with Jodie and thank them for putting her initials into that QR code after she passed away. But yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get to.
Yeah. Well, hopefully this gets to them somehow. So
yeah, I hope so. I know Bray was familiar with the show, so it's very possible that Bo is.
Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna get there, Ishii. We're gonna get there. But yeah, I hope that somehow, some way they can.
Yeah.
You can get connected with them. That's my hope.
Yeah,
and also
same with Rob Fee too. I know that he had a big hand in that, especially the putting Jodie's initials in there. So yeah, maybe this can find its way to him. I really appreciate that. And he also sent flowers at Jodie's funeral too, and that was really awesome of him to do that.
Yeah. That's my mission for 2025. It's my mission to find a way to get it to them and make that connection.
Yeah, I would love for them all just to know how that meant the world to me, and if Jodie could have ever heard about that, like I can't even imagine how blown her mind would have been to hear
Yeah.
that she was in a Wyatt Sicks QR code.
QR code. Yeah. Yeah, that was amazing of them
Yeah.
to do that. That was awesome. Really was. All right. So Miss Bliss, you talked about WWE highlighting their super popular people right now. Well, the pop that we got at the Rumble let us know that
Oh yeah.
she's pretty high up on that list.
That was definitely pop of the night.
Yeah. Yeah. And she parlayed that Rumble appearance into a qualifying match for the Elimination Chamber, in which she won. We did get some glitches, so I want to talk to you about that, Chris. What did you think about her performance, given that it, obviously the Rumble is a different beast than being in a singles match. So what did you think of her first singles match in a while, and, kind of the glitches and everything we got during the match?
I thought she looked really good in the match. I think it was a good first match back for her. She looked strong in it. Liked her move set and things. She obviously showed off a kind of a new move, a little twist on the Sister Abigail, and so yeah, I'm intrigued. Everyone probably knows by this point that I have mixed feelings about the idea of her being with the Wyatt Sicks. I think it's really depends. I'm really curious to see how they do it and what they do with it. And so far, I'm intrigued. The obviously with the glitch we got, looked like an image of eyes. I've seen a lot of people make a comparison to it to her look at WrestleMania 37. And if that's the case, if that's really what that was, which I think it was, to me that looks very similar to her look at WrestleMania 37. To me, that has me excited, because that, to me, it tells me, thinking that what I've been saying all along, that I think she needs to pay for that before she could potentially join them or whatever. I think there needs to be some retribution there. And if they're highlighting that look of her from WrestleMania 37, to me, that tells me, well, they haven't forgotten about what she did at WrestleMania 37. And then we saw the Wyatt Sicks just tweet she, so obviously they're definitely she's on their radar for sure now. I mean, we've seen the diary entries mentioning she, and then glitches during her match. So the Wyatt Sicks are well aware that Miss Bliss is back in WWE.
Oh,
and they have their eyes on her, literally. So I'm intrigued. I was really hesitant of wondering what direction they're going to go with this. And if that's the direction they're going to go, I'm excited.
Yeah. Gabe, we showed some of your art earlier.
Yes, awesome, Gabe. Loved it.
Dope. It was dope, man. I want to get back to that. Ismail saying Alexa moves in the ring very well, more than I can remember of her in the Goddess era, but I noticed that ever since her 2022 return. Deanna saying, Chris, I think it was that as well. I think they need to make her remember who she is.
One thing I thought was interesting, though, I don't know if this was maybe just an oversight or for something on purpose. If you look at the Elimination Chamber graphic when they added her to it, since she's going to be in it now, that looked more like, regular Alexa Bliss. It did not look like the outfit she had on it was not the Dark Alexa outfit. So I thought that was interesting. Like I said, maybe it was just an oversight on the graphic or whatever, but I did notice that. It's something to maybe take note of, that could she still maybe have a split personality? Maybe sometimes she might still show up as Goddess Alexa, but sometimes the Dark Alexa. I don't know. Maybe just a thought.
Yeah. This is a brilliant comment, and I'm gonna give you credit, Clown, because this is the way that I took it. She's gotta at least atone for what
Mm.
she did.
Yeah.
So let's go down that path real quick. Obviously, you know, we've seen them deliver some retribution.
Mm-hmm.
We saw what they did to Chad Gable. But what does the other side of that look like? What does she do to atone for her past mistakes?
Hmm.
How do and honestly, Clown, if you want to chime in and give us some thoughts, the rest of the chat,
Yeah,
please
I'd
do
love
the
to hear
same.
everybody's ideas. That's an interesting question.
That is an interesting question. It's an interesting path to go down.
Hmm. My immediate thought, which we've talked about it before on here, that I would love to see is a match at some point between Alexa and Nikki. I mean, that just has gold written all over it to me.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they have a very storied past.
What if that's the atonement, Chris? What if that's how she atones is one-on-one with Nikki, but they use some Firefly Funhouse match type vibes to it,
Mm-hmm.
and go a little cinematic and make it really
That'd be
dig
cool,
into the
especially
story.
with seeing Nikki as the Abby now, and I feel like she could really unleash some wrath onto Alexa, and I think definitely Alexa, if they have a match, that Nikki should win that match, and Alexa should really get beat down pretty good in it, and maybe that would then be enough, or maybe at that point Alexa could, after taking a beating from Nikki, pledge herself to the Wyatt Sicks and then go out and attack other people for them, and pay back other people for their sins, then and show her allegiance to the Wyatt Sicks. I think that might be a cool route they could go with it.
Yeah. Ooh. Clown says
Ooh.
one-on-one match with Nikki, and Alexa never raises a hand to her and
I
just
love
takes
that
the
idea.
beating.
That's a really cool idea.
That is. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that, Clown. That's good stuff. Deanna saying, I think a good cinematic match would be a good Netflix thing. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and even being on SmackDown, everywhere in the rest of the world besides US, SmackDown is on Netflix. It's just in the US that it's on USA.
Oh, that's an interesting question. Is she the only woman in NXT in the Four Horsewomen era that could be a future Hall of Famer? I'm going to have to go back and look at that roster then to see.
You mean besides the Four Horsewomen?
Besides them, is she the only one?
Hmm.
I'm going to have to go back and look at the roster then because I can't.
Was Bailey considered a Four Horsewoman?
Yeah.
He was, wasn't she? Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Bailey, Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha.
Sasha, yeah. Man.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought Asuka was around.
Maybe.
Yeah, Asuka was around then too.
I couldn't remember. If Asuka was around or not.
Yeah, definitely.
I couldn't remember if that fit in. I thought Asuka might have been a little later than that, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I gotta go back and look at the roster.
Yeah, that's an interesting
Carmella.
thought.
That's another good one too. Carmella.
Yeah. I can't remember what time frame she was too.
Yeah. So besides Asuka, okay. So we might do that on a Sunday show.
Yeah, that's an interesting topic.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay. Chris, what did you make of? And I want to ask this to the chat too. I gotta blow this up because it's so simplistic yet so threatening. She. What could that possibly mean?
I'm wondering if we're going to see more to this. Maybe the next tweet they do is another word to go along with this. Maybe it'll say something like the next word and whatever it comes after she. We don't say it shows me that they're watching her, they're aware of her, they know she's back, they have their eye on her, but we don't know for sure their intentions. Like I said, I think the eye thing definitely could, show their intentions, but not guaranteed. And then obviously it's a reference to the diary page that talks about how powerful she is in there, and it mentions that, that she has to choose to walk through the door and stuff. So yeah, it's definitely still, a little up there as to where they're going with all this and what it could mean.
Yeah. And, Deanna bringing up, if you connect she to the diary, like you said, it gives us an idea.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like, and it's funny because we can sit here and break down what one word, 3 letters means.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's going to be like you said. We're going to see a series of things, and it might be leading up to their return.
Mm-hmm.
That we get a full sentence.
Yeah.
She is or she was. I mean,
yeah.
Who knows? But,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is she saying she could mean she will be the new female fiend? Deanna saying Bray always spoke of her power.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
I want to talk about that for just a second, what Ishi
mm-hmm.
said.
Yeah.
I actually, after giving this some thought, because I had been for the most part, along the side of that I don't think I want to see the Fiend come back. That I had always said that, that was Bray's thing. I don't think it should be done again unless Bo wants to portray himself, if he feels that Bray would have been okay with that or whatever, that he could portray it being his brother. But the more I've thought about it, I actually think I like the idea if they went that route of Alexa being a female fiend, because she was, other than Bo, she was, I feel like was close enough to Bray and connected enough to him, being on the Funhouse and being attacked herself by the Fiend, that I think it might be kind of cool if they did it right,
mm-hmm.
of her portraying some kind of a female fiend.
Yep. And they could play off the Lily doll, call her Lilith.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
don't
think mind that.
Right. That could be cool.
Yeah.
I know that's a very polarizing topic. Some people do not want to see the Fiend come back without Bray, and some people do. So that would be the only thing I wonder, is if WWE might be scared of going that route because of some fans' reactions. But
right.
If they ever did, I think that if it's done right, I think it could be really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think like I Am Nobody is saying here, I think we got a glimpse of that with the changes in Lily.
Yeah, I definitely do like the updates to Lily. I never was a big fan of Lily previously, but this new Lily doll I like.
Yeah. Even if you look at Lily and you can say, okay, well, how can they do this? They could do contacts with an A and a 6.
Mm-hmm.
They can have like a half Fiend mask or a face painting that, that looks like Lily's. So there are a lot of cool things that they could do if they went that route. Again, like you said, though, are the fans going to be behind that?
Yeah.
You know,
I think if like I said, I think if they did it right and they tie it in, it's got to make sense story wise and tie it back to, like I said, maybe Alexa's spotlight and go back to some of those interactions that she had with the Fiend and stuff. Because there were several times. I mean, she was scared of the Fiend initially, but then later she really warmed up to the Fiend. So I think that they could tie into that and play off of that.
Yeah, I think so. I am nobody saying the screen grab from SmackDown is Alexa in the mask. So I just think whatever we get, I just say buckle up.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm very intrigued right now. So far, if they're going the direction that I think, I like it, and I'm very interested. And either way, we know now that something is going to be happening soon with the Wyatt Sicks. I mean, them having that glitch, which we know is them. I mean, hands down, that's the Wyatt Sicks. And then them tweeting this means 100% the Wyatt Sicks something's happening with the Wyatt Sicks, and we are starting the process of a story, and we should be seeing them soon.
Yeah,
I don't think they would be starting this story if it didn't mean that we were going to be getting them back soon.
Yeah, I think that's a great point there, because we know how that machine works,
Mm-hmm.
and for the most part, I would say they plan things out very well.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, think about the timing. With her returning at Rumble, we're ramping up on the road to WrestleMania now. I mean, there's a very good chance that this could lead to something at Mania. I mean, maybe that's the first time we see the Wyatt Sicks on. They haven't been on a PLE yet. Maybe Mania is going to be it. I mean, with the timing of this being on the road to WrestleMania, it's very possible.
please tell us I am nobody. And could you imagine that in Vegas?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That would be something else. Jeremy saying Alexa's the only one that can bring back the Fiend. Sure, if you want to, you can do that, as long as it doesn't go into anything crazy.
Yeah.
This is a family friendly channel and show right now. We have our times where it gets a little crazy and wild, but so I think, is she saying, will we get something Friday because Alexa's going to be there? Do you think we get another glitch? How do you think this continues to ramp up, Chris?
I'm guessing we very well could get another glitch. We'll probably get another tweet from the Wyatt Sicks too. Maybe even as far as some kind of a video or vignette or something from the Wyatt Sicks, possibly. I mean, I think at the least we'll probably get a glitch and a tweet again.
Yeah, I think we're at the point now where we're going to start seeing more stuff.
I imagine it'll keep moving at a slow pace for right now, but that's fine, especially if this is going to build to something at Mania. We have a couple months here to build it.
Yeah, and it's to go from all of us wondering and a lot of people saying, well, I don't understand why they haven't been on a PLE yet, to go from that to on Mania.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say that's a come up.
Yeah, it has to fit right. I mean, we've talked about it. Most of the PLEs that we've had just didn't feel like a good fit, especially with a lot of them only having 5 or 6 matches on them. They're just, and you don't want to see them overshadowed. But obviously, on a 2-night WrestleMania, there's way more room for something like that to be on.
Right. Right. And they can do it in such a way, which might be, to your point, another reason why they haven't been on another PLE. They can produce the absolute heck out of it and
Exactly, like
make
the
it
Firefly Funhouse match.
yeah, and they can make it a spectacle. So
Mhm.
that's the thing that people remember from
Yeah,
night one or night two, whatever they decide to do, if that's the direction that they're going.
right.
But yeah, I think it's buckle up is all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
I think we're in for a fun ride. And when we talked about it last week, Chris, when you were saying I just want them to connect the story.
Right.
I felt the same, and I was a little concerned.
Hmm.
But then they had the tweak, they had the glitch, and all of that, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah. And
we're
I've seen
getting
so
there.
many comments online of people that are ready and just want them to toss her in right now and say that the story doesn't need to be there or whatever. It's gotten lost, or it's gotten changed because of Bray passing and stuff, and we don't need that connection to that. But I disagree, and I feel like that would be a disservice to Bray. I mean, Bray, we know how much he cared about his stories and that everything makes sense. And obviously we saw in the past where it didn't, and how frustrated he was by that. So
Yeah.
I feel like it would be a huge disservice to him to not have the story make sense. And so I want to see the story make sense. However they go with it, I'm sure they can do that, and I really hope that's the direction they're going. Is that they will, tell us something that makes sense storyline wise.
Yeah, I agree, man. Well said. Well said. Um, I guess we're gonna get ready to head out of here. This has been a fun discussion. I mean, as it always is.
Yeah. Mhm.
We always have a good time. But I just wanna ask you for final thoughts. Just what you're thinking, and where you think this might be headed.
I'm excited. I'm getting excited. I've obviously we've missed the Wyatt Sicks. Haven't been on in a while, and we know now that something's happening with them. That this story is progressing now, and whether that means we see Bo or not, I don't know. We don't. None of us really know what the status of him is, and his potential injury or anything like that. But I hope that even if we don't see him right now, that we can maybe see the rest of them, or just see the story progress that way until he can come back.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm just, as we always say, I'm along for the journey. I'm
And I
along for the
didn't, I
ride.
know I've seen a lot of, talk and theories and stuff about someone else leading the Wyatt Six. And I hadn't loved that idea until I saw that thing that we talked about earlier. So
Yeah.
given things like that, I'm more open to seeing something like that, especially if it did lead to something like that down the road of Howdy coming back to try and take it back over or something
Yeah.
like that. Could be very interesting. Or maybe even um, something like that with Malachi joining them, even if it didn't lead to a split down the road. Maybe he leads them for now and then stays when Howdy comes back, and is just part of the group or something. Like, there's so much possibilities and potential right now
Mhm.
with it being wide open, and especially with someone like that out there that we very well could see in WWE soon.
Yep. It's
I have
fun
a feeling
times.
that sooner rather than later, he probably will be back in WWE, especially given that he was an original NXT guy, and knowing how Triple H and Shawn Michaels, I'm sure, feel about him, that he probably will be back. Whether we see him in the Wyatt Six or not, obviously, it's another story, but I think that we will see him back in WWE soon.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. It should be a lot of fun. Should be a lot of fun. I can say that. Well, Chris, I managed to go through a whole episode with forgetting to do this. Folks, please drop a like on the video. We would greatly appreciate it. And if you are new to the channel, we'd like to welcome you here. We do this show every Tuesday. This week we moved it back a little bit because listen, Chris it's his birthday. And he had to, you know, he went to dinner, and I'm happy, and you had a good, from the sounds of it, you had a good dinner.
Yeah, I'm glad we're able to move the show back a little bit too, because I still really wanted to do it today. I love doing this, and
yeah,
couldn't think of anything better to do on my birthday than spend it with y'all talking about this stuff.
Well, man, we appreciate it, and you know, like I said earlier, happy birthday. And thank you again for doing this. We always have a good time chatting, and some weeks when it's like what are we going to talk about? Those are the weeks where it's like, man, we need another hour. But
yep. Well, yeah, when we start just theorizing and wandering off, I mean, there's so much potential.
yeah, so many different paths you can go down the rabbit holes. So
yeah, thanks again, everybody, for the birthday wishes. I really appreciate it.
You, like I always tell you, man, you're family. So, but yeah, we'll be back on this channel on Thursday. TNA Wrestling should be really, really good. 7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when we will start that. But Chris, man, have a great rest of your birthday.
Thank you.
Everybody in chat, have a great rest of your evening. Go check out NXT. Who knows who will pop up there?
Yeah. There were a couple other names too that are no longer with AEW. There's a bunch of potential people that could pop up very soon. Yeah, and there's a lot of possibilities there. And, you know, not just from the free agency, but TNA and all over the place. So I mean, it's even Dominic Mysterio's talking about wanting to go to TNA.
I'd love that.
Yeah,
I'd love that.
You imagine all the booze.
The booze, and not just that. Let Joe Hendry make a song about him.
Yes, please. I need that.
Yes, Joe Hendry make a song about Dom Mysterio. We would make that the biggest song ever for you.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, so lots of fun going on in wrestling right now. So enjoy it, folks. Go check it out tonight, and we will see you all again soon. If we don't see you on Thursday or Sunday for Between the Ropes, we hope to see you again next Tuesday for our next episode of Fireflies Forever. Take care, everyone. Have a great rest of your evening.
I'm the color red in a world full of black and white.
Brace for the change, brace for the rage, brace for the wave. I've been going through it. Y'all know the pain, driving insane, deep in your veins. Y'all know how I prove it. Strut through the lanes, gripping the grain. Miles an hour, yeah, miles of fluid. Mask on, asking, why should I do it? Because no one is moving. I came from the swamp, the mud. Algorithm told me I was the plug. Feel for the fiend, you know what I mean. I've been through all of the lesson and hugs, and that is because I've had an all hope who enter here. So listen clear, I made your dreams. Fireflies don't disappear.